Look, Greenville is an incredible place. I live here, I work here, and over the last 7 years, I've helped over 300 families buy or sell real estate here. And if you're planning on moving and or purchasing a home here in 2026, know that Greenville, South Carolina is still as charming as it's always been, filled with just as many amazing and friendly people as it always has. But the Greenville that existed in, say, 2020 is not the same Greenville that we are seeing headed into 2026. And today, that is exactly what we're going to talk about. Let's do it. As always, my friends, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate here in the Upstate of South Carolina, and it's our goal with this channel that we are your number one resource for all the things that you need to know about our area. We aim to provide you with the most relevant, the most reliable, and the most practical information that you can or can't find on the internet. And if you are thinking about making a move to our area, I would love to be the realtor that you choose to work with. So please do me a favor, email me at my email below or shoot me a text at my cell phone number below, and let's get you home here in Greenville. What most people see online is the highlight reel of Greenville. The parks, the amazing food, the Swamp Rabbit Trail, the award-winning downtown. But today we're talking about the things that actually matter. The things that will affect, one, your ability to move here, and two, your daily life once you do. We're covering things like the cost of living, the real estate market, how the city has changed, how the county has changed, and what these changes mean for anyone considering a move in 2026. So first up, let's talk briefly about the real estate market as it sits today in 2025 and what that means for you moving into 2026. And in a couple of weeks, we'll be diving even deeper with my full real estate market predictions for 2026, so be sure to come back for that video. This year in Greenville, while many markets across the country have seen falling prices and a sharp increase in days on market, Greenville's average sales price has actually increased roughly 4% year to date. Our average sales price right now sits right at $400,000, which still makes Greenville one of the most affordable medium-sized metro markets in the entire United States. We haven't seen those sharp post-COVID declines. We haven't seen people fleeing our area because they moved here and hated it. No, when people move here, they find community. They're able to stretch their incomes farther than they could before, and overwhelmingly, they stay. And the towns people move here for, they're still delivering on what made them desirable in the first place. Places like Simpsonville, the Pelham Road corridor, just east of downtown, Travelers Rest near the Blue Ridge Mountains, and of course, the city of Greenville itself. The neighborhoods that have long been among the most desirable are still at the top of the list. Neighborhoods like Weatherstone and Simpsonville, Stillwaters at Lake Robinson and Taylors, Brighton and Carisbrook and Greer. And we're also seeing new communities gaining a ton of buzz, like Tubbs Mountain Estates and Travelers Rest, the Settlement in Simpsonville, the Sinclair in downtown Greenville, and Durbin Meadows and Fountain Inn. Now, as great as Greenville is, and as much as people love living here, there are some real challenges that are becoming harder and harder to ignore. And if you're planning a move in 2026, these are things you should be aware of. One, home prices have risen quickly and they've risen consistently. A lot of people see Greenville's average sales price right at $400,000 and think, okay, that's still pretty affordable. And yeah, it is, especially compared to the markets that people are moving from. And to complement those lower prices, our property taxes are significantly lower than the higher cost states a lot of our clients are moving from. But what most people don't realize is how fast prices have climbed. For example's sake, in December of 2021, the average sales price was $330,000. In December of 22, it was $350,000. In December of 23, it was $367,000. And in 2024, in December, it was $376,000. That's nearly a 25% increase in a relatively short period of time. And while many markets across the country have seen prices and closed units flatten or decline post-COVID, Greenville has not. Year-to-date, closed sales are up roughly 9%, meaning demand is still strong and price pressure is not easing. If affordability is a major factor in your move, this is something to definitely pay attention to early. And it goes without saying, you can find a home for less than $400,000, and you can find an abundance of inventory above, say, $600,000 in several communities scattered about the suburbs. Second point I'll make is infrastructure is struggling to keep up with population growth. Traffic hasn't exploded everywhere, but in the areas where it has changed, it's changed fast. Corridors like Woodruff Road, Pelham Road, Highway 25 going up to Travelers Rest feel noticeably different, especially during morning and afternoon rush hour compared to just a few years ago. And of course, I-85 between say 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the afternoon is basically guaranteed to be stop and go. And while the South Carolina Department of Transportation has acknowledged that this section of Interstate 85 does need to be addressed, many of these improvements have been pushed back several years. So realistically, traffic is not going to improve anytime soon on Interstate 85. One area that I'm especially watching is 29605 zip code of Greenville along Fork Shoals Road. Thousands of new homes are being built there, and the primary road feeding that entire area, which is Fork Shoals Road, is still just a 2-lane road. So in the last couple of years, we've seen traffic along Ashmore Bridge, which goes into Fork Shoals, and Fork Shoals have gotten noticeably worse, and we're still fairly early in that region's development cycle. This isn't a reason not to move here, it's just the reality of a fast-growing county that's playing catch up in certain areas. And the third point I'll make is summertime, it's hot, especially in the evenings. But it's hot everywhere in the United States in the summertime except a place like Southern California. But what surprises many people isn't the daytime heat, it's the evening heat. In July and August, it's not unusual for temperatures to still be in the 80s well after dark. And I joked in the first video that we ever filmed that I was sweating through my shirt in the month of June, and nothing's changed. For some people, it's manageable. For others, especially folks coming from the Northeast or from the Midwest, it's something that they want to experience before committing to moving here. For example, I was talking to a gentleman from Maine last night who plans to visit in June of 2026, specifically to see how he handles the heat. And honestly, I think that's smart, but he said that he'd rather withstand the heat for 3 months than shovel snow for 6. And many of my clients share the exact same sentiment. And number 4, your experience here will depend heavily on choosing the right suburb. This might be probably the most important point of all. Greenville has some incredible suburbs, but they're not the same. And if you choose the wrong one for your lifestyle, you might not love living here the way you had thought. Some areas are busier than people expect. Some are more expensive than people expect. Some have more congested schools than people had hoped for, or limited inventory at certain price points because of their popularity. When people reach out early and tell me their priorities, pace of life, school preferences, amenities they want to be nearby, outdoor access, budget, it really helps us quickly narrow down the areas that actually make sense for them. Because the right suburb can completely transform your experience living here in Greenville, and the wrong one can make Greenville feel very different than the picture that you had in your head. So moving into what 2026 is going to look like for Greenville, what is actively shaping the city of Greenville? So a few projects that we'll mention that are going to completely transform the city of Greenville that we've mentioned in previous videos. Be sure to go and watch those. These improvements are going to impact how you move around the city, what amenities you have access to, and how Greenville continues to grow. First up is the County Square redevelopment. This is a massive redevelopment project that is turning a relatively underutilized site into a vibrant extension of downtown, featuring residential living, new restaurants and retail, a lot of office space, a new government complex that is already open, and walkable plazas and gathering spaces. This redevelopment is going to expand the footprint of northern downtown Greenville to connect it even more to its core of the west end of Greenville and also the heart of downtown Greenville, which is Falls Park. Number 2 is the Greenville Gateway Project, designed to create a true front door to the city. This project includes streetscape upgrades, improved intersections, better traffic flow as you come into downtown Greenville, more green space, and supposedly South Carolina's tallest building. By 2026, the entrance into downtown will feel noticeably more polished and modern. Number 3, the Lawrence Road Corridor Improvement Project. Lawrence Road is transforming fast. As older industrial sites are redeveloped into new mixed-use communities, you're going to see things like new residential and mixed-use projects, improved sidewalks and walkability, better Swamp Rabbit Trail access. There's going to be a lot more dining, retail, and lifestyle amenities. This corridor already is a major connector between downtown Greenville, Verde Boulevard, the growing East Side, as well as Malden and Simpsonville. And improving these streetscapes, improving this traffic flow is only going to make it a more desirable part of town to live. So if you're wanting to be in an area that's going to be experiencing, in my opinion, quite a bit of home price appreciation over the next 10 years, this is definitely one of the places to put on your radar. And finally, number 4, Greenville's labor market continues to attract investment with hundreds of millions of dollars and thousands of new jobs announced just in the last 12 months in sectors like advanced manufacturing, life sciences, technology, logistics, automotive, and EV-related industries as well. This level of economic growth supports long-term housing demand and is one of the biggest reasons Greenville's real estate market remains so resilient while many markets around it are starting to falter. I hope all of that information was helpful in helping you determine whether or not moving to Greenville in 2026 is right for you. If you want to learn more or if you have additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly at my cell phone number below or shoot me an email at my email below. I would love to chat with you about what's going on in Greenville and find you a home here in 2026. As always, my friends, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate, and until next time, stay safe. Well, this video is going to be a about Greenville County, the upstate of South Carolina. Great thing to do and easily in the evening. I'm a local real estate expert here in the area. All time, we're right behind me is a really cool place called Freight Yard.